So I wanted to do a walk around on this truck again, get it outside, get it into the light. Got about 3 or 4 guys that are sounding like they're pretty serious. It's a little windy today, so hopefully you can hear me. You know, truck's been sitting for probably, I don't know, almost 2 months. Fired right up on the first try like an LS motor should with a new battery. Honestly, now I'm looking at it, probably use a little bit of wash. Still has a little bit of barn bird droppings on it from where it was sitting for probably 20 years in the bottom of a barn before I got it. But just starting at the front of the truck. All the lights are all, obviously been converted to 12 volt. These are all new headlight buckets, the whole assemblies, so they're all nice and adjustable. New, bulbs in the markers, and the side markers. Grill's in good shape, bumpers mounted solid. You got a plate mount in the front. Lots of good color on this truck. It's pretty cool. The hood probably could be adjusted to get fit a little bit better. This is the worst of what is still exposed to the outside, from where I had to add metal in, but this is all mounted solid. There's all new metal behind there. It got quarters down, on all 4 corners. I had some questions on how the filler neck is. This is the obviously the new GM chassis filler neck that I adapted, and just there's a 1-inch weld that is welded to the bed just to make this solid, and there's a hole on the other side where the 52 filler neck is not used. There is some rot through right here on this side panel. That is the worst of it right there. A little bit more here. These side steps are nice and solid. There's 3/8 flat bar, 2-inch flat bar underneath there, and 3 spots, so functional. The fenders, tire, you can see the tire fits nice in the wheel well. The wheelbase is centered good. Fenders are mounted real solid. The bed, is pretty solid for what it is, metal wise. It's got a little bit of, holes, and in the wood and the metal, obviously you can buy. I mean, I priced it out. It's about $1,000 for new oak and new tin, new, angle and new strips from LMC. You can buy that. But these mounts are all into mounts that I made onto the frame, so it's all nice and solid. I'd fill this thing with scrap metal or whatever you want, wood, without any issue the way it is right now. Tailgate's pretty cool. It's an original Chevy, not a repo. Does work, obviously. So that's cool, but it does function. The bumper, I always kind of struggle on these trucks on bumpers because they're usually missing, or there's not a whole lot of good pictures. But this one's pretty cool. It's 2x4 box. It's got a trailer plug that's all wired with lights and power and everything. Good hitch that you can pull, whatever you want within reason for this chassis. Kept it simple with 2 round marker lights. I did extend the frame, about 6 inches or so, to get it to fit right. E-rated 8-lug tires. They're I don't know, I guess 50% or better, 60% maybe. A lot of guys just want to change out to a different tire and wheel combo, so I don't pay much attention to tires. This side step's pretty good. This trim piece is real solid. Again, the quarter that I changed out. Hole for the old fill plug, or fuel fill. The mirrors are kind of cool. I just adjusted them, oiled them up so you could, I think the driver's side actually is cracked. We'll look at that, but this truck got all full new glass. All pieces of glass are all new tempered DOT glass from LMC truck. New front, seal on the front, seal on the back. All new window liners. All the felt is all new in here. Put a whole new felt kit, trim kit, so that's cool. They go up and down like they're brand new. New door cards. Seat, 3rd row Suburban seat, looks brand new, like it was never used. GM lap belts. Rubber floor. I don't go too nuts with the floors. You can see there's some lumps, you know, where the tunnel was for the manual. But I just kind of put in a rubber floor. There is solid steel under here. You know, this is new steel, new steel. There's a little bit of steel here and on the other side too. But everything, you know, there's no, it's all solid. You can jump in it. The seat does fold. I can do it. So there's a little bit of room, you know, behind the seat, which is cool. So that folds. New headliner. Hopefully it's brighter in here now. You can see some detail. The gauges, I don't go nuts on anything with the dash. I try to not make any new holes. I do put a 3 gauge pack, you know, so you can look at your oil pressure, voltage, and temperature. This is the transmission. You know, 1 click out is, or all the way in is park, 1 click out is reverse, 2 clicks out, neutral, drive, 2-1, just like a regular automatic in and out. Ignition key, obviously. Glove box, I think the latch is kind of messed up on the glove box. Let's see here, what else we got? We'll go over to the other side. New door catches. This is all lubricated, you know, everything opens and closes like it should. Truck, you know, the door closes nice and solid. New quarter down here. This side's solid, good emblem. Under the hood, factory latch and catch works good. Aluminum radiator. There's a transmission cooler on the front down there, if you can see. This is a 4.8 liter LS motor. Had 150,000 miles and a 3/4 ton GMC 2004-2005 van chassis. Computer's mounted on the firewall. 2 relays. One runs the fan, the electric fan on the radiator, and the fuel pump. The second relay runs all ignition power. There's a little mini fuse, 10 fuse terminal block that lights up if you blow a fuse or anything. I do all my own wiring. This is the GM wire harness that stays all together. This would have went to your body control module, which is basically trimmed down to 3 wires that runs this motor. You know, ignition power in, keep alive, and there's a wire that cranks the starter motor. The column is 52 from the firewall inside, and from the firewall to the motor is all GMC van parts. There's some universals and some things that were all in good shape, so I used them. The exhaust is all 3-inch from the headers out to the tailpipe. I put all new hardware, bolts, and gaskets on the exhaust manifolds. That's one of the, you know, problem areas on LS motors. I always get them, they got broken bolts and, you know, they leak, and so that's the first thing. I tear that all apart and make sure that's good before the body's on, when it's nice and easy to get to. There's a stiffener plate for the master cylinder, the hydro boost for the brakes, that's bolted into the firewall, because these trucks weren't made to have a pedal assembly on the firewall. They were always on the floor, so that's stiffened up so you're not breaking the booster off the firewall and you're stomping on it. This hood got all new hood hinges because those were gone. They were missing when I got them, so brand new LMC hood hinges. Yeah, I mean, it's nice and clean, simple. You can see some of the metal work that was done, you know, to mount the fender. This truck also came to me completely disassembled, so you can see, I would say 90% of these bolts are all new bolts that I put in, and I either threaded and tapped the holes or used nuts. So this whole clip can be disassembled very easily. It's not seized and rotted together, so that was kind of cool. Let's see, there's some old holes for where people had other mirrors and stuff mounted. Good VIN tag, good VIN number. I did have to put 1 new door hinge in, that was also missing. Headlights, low, high beams. It's got a horn, 4 ways. You know, this is just a universal blinker switch assembly. You know, you got your blinkers, all that stuff works. GM Brake pedal assembly, brake light switch, the brakes all work. If you're tall like me, the gas pedal is a little high, so I have mounted, you know, you could adapt that if you're a tall guy to make it a little more comfortable, but it's fine the way it is. I drive it. Fire's right up. Alternator charges. She's still cold because I just drove it around my driveway for a minute. But plenty of oil pressure for an LS motor. Sounds good. No problems there. Shot of the roof. A couple big scratches in the roof, but it's all solid.